bit more into a classical Pilates session today. And you will need your mat, obviously, and then just a little bit of a cushion or a ball that you can put between your knees for some as well. So we're going to start in a sitting position. For those of you that come from a yoga background, you might know this as the child's pose. So just come a little bit back on your mat. And I like to take my knees apart and my big toes together. That feels most comfortable for my knees and my quadriceps, but please adjust it as you need to. And then guys, the prop is great here as well. If you've got knee issues, tuck the cushion underneath your knees at the back so that you're not compressing onto the knees there. And then just slowly start to walk your hands forward. First, come down onto your forearms. Maybe wiggle your pelvis and your lower spine around, make any adjustments that you need. And then if you can go further, forehead ground, or put underneath your head if you need. And just let your elbows stay bent for the moment. Spread your fingers out so that you are opening up the centers of the palms of your hands. You can feel the tips of all 10 fingertips connecting to the ground. And allow your eyes to close as you connect your forehead to the ground. Taking a moment here to allow your mind to clear. Pouring your thoughts into the ground. And just allowing yourself to become present on your mat. Bring your awareness to your breath. Be conscious of each inhale and each exhale as it moves through your body. Feeling the expansion and the closing of your rib cage. Feeling that gentle lengthening of your spine. And just notice how your joints and your muscles start to settle. Become a little bit easier as we breathe. And take a moment to reassess how your body feels. Maybe you can lengthen your spine, place your head a little further forward. Maybe you can walk your hands a little bit more forward. Especially as you start to notice your shoulders and your neck softening and releasing. Taking just a few more moments here. Observing yourself, observing how you feel physically, and observing how you feel energetically. And taking just one more easy breath in and out. And then on the next breath, pressing the palms of your hands firmly to the ground, slowly draw yourself up. Take your time, making sure that your knees and your hips feel good as you come forward. And then bring yourself into a 4-point position. Getting your wrists in a happy place. Let's start moving into our cat stretch here. Tucking your tail underneath you. Feeling your belly lift. Pushing out of the hands as you open up the back of the ribs. And then start lengthening the spine. Either coming to neutral or moving into a gentle extension. And continue rolling your spine up and then release into extension at your own pace. And experiment with your breathing here. How does it affect the movement, or how does it feel on your body if you reverse your breathing? So just notice, how does the inhale and how does the exhale affect this for you? And we're going to take just one more time. We're going to round the spine up towards the sky, and we're all going to meet here in this rounded spine position. Tuck your toes under, and then on your next breath, pushing into the hands, pushing into the feet, and lifting the knees just up off the ground. Feel the lift through the belly, finding the stability through all the joints as you hold this position. Be sure to keep breathing. And then on your next breath, lower the knees down, release the feet out, and lengthen your spine just back to neutral. Sliding your right leg back, keep your toes on the floor. Start walking your left fingertips forward and then stay here for a moment. Double check that your shoulders and your pelvis are level. And then on your next breath, pick up the arm of the leg and lower them down. And again, lift and lower. We're going to take 3 more. Find a balance with your right hand and your left shin. Finding the connections into the center of your body and working the cross pattern from the left fingertips to the right. And then bringing the hand and the knee all the way in. Take a moment to center yourself. And now the left leg extends back. Walk the right fingertips forward and then pause for a moment. Check your alignment. And on your breath, lifting arm and leg. And lower. Be aware as you work this cross pattern that the lumbar spine doesn't drop down. So focus on the gluteals and the lower abdominals connecting. Focus on the upper body, latissimus dorsi. Bring it down, bring hands in, and center yourself. Open the knees, sitting your hips all the way back, once again coming into your resting position. But this time, as you bring yourself down, give yourself any props that you need. See if you can start to walk the hands forward. So now instead of having a bent elbow, you're going to straighten the arms as much as possible. And just start to increase the stretch around the shoulder joint here. Keep breathing. Spreading the fingers out. Connecting all 10 fingertips and the centers of the palms of your hands. Taking one more breath in and out. And then draw yourself all the way up onto all fours. And you're going to bring your wrists below shoulder, take them wider apart than you normally would. Get your knees in line with your hips, but again, take your knees and shins wider apart than you normally would. You're going to lift your right leg just a little bit out towards the side. Balance on the right hand and carry your left arm out to the side. So again, we're working into the cross patterns here, but there is a lot more loading into the abdominals and into the obliques. And then on your breath, bring the hand in, bring the knee in. You've got your knees wide, got your hands wide. Got the left leg just a little bit out to the side. Guys, it doesn't have to be a massive lift. Balance on the left hand and the right arm comes out to the side. Keep breathing. Reach forward through the crown of your head and reach backwards through the tail. And next breath, bringing the arm and the knees all the way back and stay wide. Tuck your toes under. And then on your breath, pick up your knees, holding it here. And we start to shift our body weight forwards and backwards. And again, it's a little push with the feet, and then it's a little push with the hands. Let's take two more. Take a break if you need. Push back. Now hold it there. Send your hips up. Again, keep the knees really bent. Stretch the arms. Lengthen the spine and see if you can relax through the back of your neck. Start to pedal the heels down. So it's identical to what we normally do, except we've taken a wide base. It's giving yourself lots of space across the sacrum, lots of space across the neck and the shoulders. Push both heels down towards the ground. Take a breath in, and then exhale. Lower the knees, coming all the way down, and relax the feet out. Bring the knees a little closer. Bring the hands a little closer. You're going to reach the left arm out to the side and coming into a thread the needle, either resting on the forearm or continue coming through to get that wonderful release around the neck, the upper back. And then if you would like to slide the right arm forward, you can. Or you can just keep it connected to the ground. And just keep breathing here for a few more moments. And again, with this rotation of the spine, you might notice that there's extra space around the right side of the rib cage. And there's a little bit of a compression around the left side. So how does it feel on your breathing when you do this? Bringing the right hand back in, and then press up. Reach the left arm out to the side, and placing the hand down. Right arm extends out. Coming into thread the needle, stopping in any position that works for you. And then once you're there, sliding the left arm forward. And just giving yourself an opportunity to breathe. Notice the opening on the left side of the ribs and the gentle squeezing on the right side. Bring your left hand on the ground, press up, reach your arm all the way out, and then bringing the hand back down. So you're going to center yourself here. And we're going to do a little bit of hip flexor activation. Stretch the right leg back, lifting your leg up, and then all we're going to do is step the right foot out to the side, and then reach it back again. And again, step your foot out to the side, and take it back again. We're going to do 3 more. So start to figure out how far forward can you bring that right leg. Ideally, we want to be able to bring that foot in line with that right hand. One more time. Step your foot. Now stay there for a moment. Help yourself if you need to. Go up onto the tip of the fingers. And then just do a little forwards and backwards movement. If you need padding underneath the left knee, feel free to do. And this is quite a small rocking movement. It's not the same as the hamstring stretch that we've been doing. It's a little bit of a rocking movement. And then bring yourself forward until that front knee is in line with the front ankle. Now put your left hand flat to the ground. Right hand hooks to the side of the knee. Start rotating your spine, twisting your spine, helping yourself so that you can look over the right shoulder. Now you can stay here, or you can reach the right hand up, opening up across the front of the chest, energy through the fingertips. Feel the left hand pressing down, and then on your next breath, releasing all the way down. Put both hands flat to the mat, and then stretch the right leg all the way back. Pause for a moment. Can you create a long straight line through the crown of your head, backwards through the foot, and then bringing that right knee all the way in. Now the left leg extends back. Bring that leg up, and let's do our little stepping action out to the side. And back you go. And a little step. And back you go. Starting to bring that foot a little bit more and more forward so that we're aiming to get that left foot in line next to the left hand. One more time, here we go. Step. Help yourself if you need to. Come up onto the tips of the fingers. Do you need a cushion underneath? And then we go just a little bit forwards and back. That's it. Just finding a little bit of ease through. It's not the full stretch that we sometimes do. Now bring yourself forward and check that that knee is in line with the ankle. Put your right hand flat, left hand to knee, coming into a gentle twist of the spine. Holding it there, helping yourself, and then if you would like, reach the left hand up. Energy through the fingertips, energy into the right hand, connecting to the floor. Open up across the heart. Keep breathing. And then release gently. Both hands flat to the ground. And then stretch the left leg all the way back. And we hold it here just for a moment. Find the equal and opposition through the crown of the head and backwards through the foot. Bringing your knee all the way in. Stay in all fours just for a moment. And let's do a little bit of a wag tail side to side. So we're going into a little bit of lateral flexion of the spine. Maybe feeling it move up the sides of the body towards the ribs. So if it feels good for you, you can let your shoulders maybe move a little side to side as well. And then come back to the center. Open your knees, big toes together. Sit back once again into your resting position. And this time, walking the hands forward as we did before. Settle here for a moment, and just for myself, I feel like my hips are starting to sink a little bit deeper. So after the work around the pelvis we just did, it's starting to release. Walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Let your head and your shoulders move with you, keeping your pelvis grounded, and then maybe do a little rolling action of the shoulders. So you can feel the right shoulder push down towards the mat, and then the left shoulder pushes down. And don't force it. Make a gentle release. And then see if you can level the shoulders towards the ground and stay here for one more breath in and out. Start walking your hands and your head back to the center. Pause in the middle for a moment. Notice how the two sides feel. And then let's go over to the left side. So move both hands over to the left, moving your head and your shoulders with you so you have a curve in the spine. And then you do the same little rolling action of the shoulders. First, right shoulder down and then pushing the left shoulder down. And can you feel that it's quite an amazing release along the side of the body? And also for that muscle called the latissimus dorsi, relax. And flare your shoulders. And walk yourself back to the center and then pause. And again, just notice, how does that feel? On the next breath, spreading your fingers out, draw yourself up onto all fours, bringing wrists below shoulders, knees below hips, tuck your toes under, and then go into a downward facing dog. So spinning the hips up and back, pressing the heels down, but now this time we've got the arms shoulder width apart, and we've got the feet hip distance apart. So it might feel a little bit different from the first one we did. Push both hips towards the ground and just stay there for a moment. Up your right leg, but not too high. And then bring your knee forward towards your right wrist and put your shin down. And then you can move the left leg back and start to pivot your right foot across the mat. So you're coming into a gluteal stretch. So now again, for those of us that are quite tight in the hips, you can take this little pillow, you can put it underneath your pelvis on the right side to give yourself some support, and then you can settle down into the gluteal stretch. If your knees don't like this, you can turn to lie on your back and cross your thighs over like we usually do in our gluteal stretch. Just letting your hands support your head. As much as possible, we're trying to keep our shoulders and our pelvis squared to the ground. But if there's any strain around the knees or the hips or the lower back, then just let your body roll a little bit towards the side to release that pressure. Staying here for just a few more breaths in and out. And then take your time as you come up onto your hands. You can tuck the back toes under and then slip the cushion out if you're using one. Push into the hands and into the back foot so that your hips lift up. And then slip the leg back and move once again into your downward facing dog. Your pike position, your up stretch position, whatever you'd like to call it, and pushing both heels towards the floor. Now, pick up your left leg just a little bit. Bring your knee forward to the left wrist and just let yourself settle onto the ground so you're supported. Move the right leg back. You're going to spin now the left foot diagonally across. And then again, if you need a cushion underneath your hip, pad yourself. And then start to settle down onto the ground. So if you're really, really flexible in this position, you could take this left shin and almost bring it horizontal to the front of the mat. So that's only if you're super flexible. Otherwise, just figure out the shape you need to make to target that release into that deep gluteal muscle. Keep breathing. Few more seconds here. time, start to come up onto your hands. You can slip the cushion out, and this time, roll onto your left hip and just swinging your legs all the way around. So you're going to now be sitting with your knees bent, feet slightly apart, and arms reaching out in front of you. Take a breath. Exhale. Let's start rolling down onto the mat. If you need a cushion or a support under your lower back, please feel free. Let your arms reach back overhead. If you the cushion out under your head, circle your arms around, lift your head, and breathe, curl up, and then lift up nice and tall. It's quite a bit of work in the abs. I'm sure you can feel it. And again, tilting back, reaching the arms over, big circle around, lift your head, and exhale. And lift up tall. We're going to do 2 more. Find that articulation of the spine as you work. Reach back. The arms circling around actually give you just a little bit of controlled momentum to draw yourself up again. One more time. Curling back. We're going to stay lying back this time. Circle the arms around and then just settle here. So either bring your feet a little closer towards your pelvis or wiggle your pelvis a little closer towards your feet. And remember I said you're going to need a prop, either a ball or a little cushion. Taking that prop and place it just between the knees, the inner thighs. You're going to make sure you've got your feet about hip distance apart. Place your hands just on the front of your pelvis. Nice, gentle spine, and I want you to stabilize. Start squeezing your knees onto the prop. Can you feel the inner thighs are engaging? And we release. And again, start squeezing. And release. Let's do 3 more. We're just waking up those inner thigh muscles. And release. 2 more. And by the way, we've got 5 muscles that work together that make up the inner thigh group, and all of them connect up into the pubic bone. So I want you to really feel that the top of the inner thighs are engaging. And release. Now, you're going to keep the prop. Put your hands down, palms up, it doesn't matter. We're going up into a pelvic curl from here. As you breathe out, do a tilt with the hips, flattening your lower back, and then start rolling up into a bridge position. Now, I want you to notice something. With this prop between the knees, your inner thighs are working. You won't actually be able to come up as high as you normally do without the prop there. So don't force it. Take a breath in, and then start working your way down through the spine. Imprint, and release. And we go again. Tilting the hips, rolling up, and I'm giving you guys a little bit of anatomy information. These inner thigh muscles connect onto the same membrane as the hamstrings muscles at the back of the leg. Roll down through the spine. So do you have an awareness of when we do this pelvic curl that maybe the back of your legs is working quite hard, the hamstrings? It's normal. Tilting the hips. So the inner thigh connection is going to make the hamstrings switch on a little bit as well. And down through the spine, softening all the way from the neck, the ribs, the lower back, and release. One more time, everyone. And let's go. Tilting hips. Take going to really feel that both your feet are firmly connected to the ground. And then work your way down through the spine. Release the pelvis and settle at the bottom. Good. You can take the cushion out and place it just down beside you there for a moment. Hugging your right knee in towards your chest, stretching the left leg out nice and long. It's going to anchor. Moving your hands to the back of your leg. And let's do a little hamstring release here. Extend up and releasing down. So keep breathing with the movement. And you might feel that this is quite an intense release, and especially if your hamstrings are tight or if they're a little bit fatigued for any reason, especially if you're a runner, you might have even started to go a little bit crampy on that last one with the pelvic curls. This is a wonderful release right here. Taking one more time. And release. And then stretch that leg all the way out. Hugging that left leg in towards you. Stay here for a moment. Move your hands to the back of your thigh. Flexing the foot. And again, exhale, extend. And release. And let's just take a few more. One more time. And release. Good. Stretch that leg all the way out. Now you're going to have your legs together. You can point the toes or flex, it doesn't matter. Bring your hands up towards the sky. You're going to lift your head, look forward, and let's come up into a roll up. If you need any support underneath your lower back, please feel free to do so. Staying in a curve, take a little breath, and then exhale, roll yourself back down. And hands just go up towards the sky. Let's open and close the arms, breathe in. Breathe out. One more time, breathe in. Breathe out. Hold it there and one roll up. Lifting your head. Exhale. Feel the articulation of the spine. Feel the connection all the way through the abdominals and into the iliopsoas muscle. Take a breath in. Exhale. Roll back down. Hands just up to the sky, and again, inhale, open the arms. Exhale. One more time, open the arms. Exhale. Now stay there with the hands above your chest. Pick up your right leg and cross the right ankle over the left ankle. Roll up. Inhale, lifting your head. Exhale, pulling deep into those abdominals. Curve the spine. You take a breath in. Exhale, down you go. And with your legs crossed and slightly over to the left, can you feel how much more the obliques have to work? Reach up, uncross the right leg, cross the left leg, roll up. Inhale. Exhale. Curving the spine. Take a breath in. Feel the back of the ribs open. Exhale, down you go. Obliques are working. Reaching up. Uncross the left leg. Right ankle goes over. We inhale, open the arms. Exhale, lift the arms. Stay there. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale, curving forward. Inhale, open the right arm. Exhale, place the left hand. Inhale, roll to the right hip. Do you remember Cleopatra we did the other day? And then exhale, come to center. Reach the arms and roll down. Hands go just up to the ceiling. Switch the legs. Open the arms, breathe in. Exhale. Lift your head. Roll up into sitting using the abdominals. Ooh, feeling those obliques, staying in a curve. Left hand goes to the floor. Right hand, fingertips balance. Roll on to the left hip. Roll back. Reach forward. Roll down using abdominals. Reach up. Cross the legs so that the right ankle is on top. Open the arms. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, lifting the head. Exhale. Curving the spine. Placing the right fingertips. Placing the left fingertips. Rolling to the side. Beautiful. Split the legs, a little scissor. Bring them in. And again, little scissor. Bring them in. Rolling onto your sit bones. Reach the hands forward. Roll down through the spine. Reaching the hands up. Switching the legs. This is the last one. Left ankle on top. Open the arms. Breathe in. Exhale. Lift your head. Roll forward. Abdominals connecting. Staying in the curve. Left hand reaches back. Right fingertips to the ground. Rolling onto the left hip. Balance. We split the legs. Bring them back in. One more time. Split the legs. Bring them back in. Rolling onto the sit bone. Reach. And roll down through the spine. Reaching up. Uncross the legs, placing the feet on the ground. Nicely done, guys. And then standing evenly on both feet. Now you can have palms down or palms up. We're going to be going into a pelvic curl again. But what I'd like you to do is to pivot your heels so that they're touching. You're going to make a little V position with the feet. The knees will naturally come into a diamond shape. But you want to make sure that your feet are flat. Don't roll onto the blades of the feet. Pelvic curl. Exhale, tilting hips. Rolling up. I want you to feel the heels squeezing together. And from the top of the thigh bone here, there's an external rotation. So now we're really working gluteus maximus. It's out of the hamstrings like we had before. Roll down through the spine. Imprint. And release. Make any adjustments to your position and let's go again. Tilting. Lovely squeeze in the gluteals. Rippling down, softening from the back of the throat, across the back of the lungs. Feeling the release through the lumbar spine and settle one more time. Here we go. Tilting hips. And holding it here on the side. You can press on the balls of the feet so that your heels can lift and separate the heels so you come into parallel. Can you feel the hamstrings switch on? Lift the heels and pivot them together. Squeeze them together. Can you feel the gluteus maximus switch on? Separate the heels, parallel. Squeeze the heels together, external rotation. One more time, separate the heels, parallel. Last time, heels together. Now hold it, take a little breath, and ripple down through the spine. Imprint into the lower back, and releasing there. And you're going to just let both your knees roll over to the right. Make a little pillow with your underneath arm, and placing your fingers onto the shelf of your hips. So both knees are just a little bit bent in front of you. And now I'm going to just open the top knee up towards the sky. Stay for a moment. Now lift the feet up so you're pushing up a little bit higher. Double check your obliques are connected. And then let's maybe stretch the top leg. Bring the feet together. Lower your feet to the ground. And then close the knee. So it's a little bit of choreography. Open the knee first. Push your feet up. Straight on the top leg. Bottom oblique is connected. Bend the top knee. Lower the feet. And close the clam. Let's do 2 more. Open the clam. Lift your feet and push a little higher. Double check your obliques. Extend the top leg. Keep that external rotation. Bending the knee. Lower the feet. Closing the top knee. 1 more time. And remember, guys, if your neck is straining, you can use your fingers to just find the pressure point and give yourself a little release, or you can even turn your head to look down. Extend. Bend. Lower. And release. Good. Bring your knees up a little bit higher. Cradle the back of your neck. So today we're going to do big circles around our body. So imagine if you had a piece of chalk in your hand. You're going to start drawing the circle up over your head. We want to try and continue drawing the circle around our body. So let your chest, your head roll back. Your arm continue circling. Remember that you are allowed to move your knees to accommodate your back. Keep drawing that huge circle all the way over your hips and come back to the front. Let's go again. So this is called the chalk circle. And it comes from various different schools of Pilates, but I learned this one from Stock Pilates. And it's quite lovely because it just gives you a full range to be able to stretch over the chest, the shoulders, and to mobilize the spine. Sometimes we don't get to do it in class because we don't have enough space. So hopefully you guys have enough space to draw a nice big circle around. This is the last one. Make it the best one. Keep breathing. And all the way around. Beautiful. Press yourself up. And I want you to balance and see if you can swing your feet around to the front, keeping your feet off the ground, tucking your chin into a tight ball. Maybe close your eyes to challenge your balance a little bit. And then open your eyes, placing your hands to the ground. See if you can balance as you take your legs all the way around and then come down into your clam position. I've gone off my mat a little bit, so I'm going to come down slightly. So knees bent, hand on the shelf of the hip. So we're going into our clam sequence. Open your knee. Press the feet up. Extend the leg. Bend the knee, lower your feet, and then close the clam. And we go again. Open the knee first. Use the underneath foot to press up your obliques more. Then you're trying to keep the femur still, and then bend the knee, lower the feet, and then lower the knee. We're going to do 2 more. And again, open the knee. Lift the feet, extend. You're keeping that external rotation. Even if you bend the knee, keep that wrap. Lower the feet and lower the knee. 1 more time. Here we go. Open the knee, pressing up. Extend the leg nice and long. Energy through the foot. Bend the knee. Lower. And then close the knee. Nicely done. Bring your knees up a little higher. Taking the piece of chalk in your hand, start circling the arm over. Letting your whole body roll back so that you can complete the circle behind you. And then bringing the arm over your hip and all the way to the front. Keep going at your own pace. And you might notice that one side is maybe a little tighter, a bit more restricted. So if you're feeling any strain or pain in the shoulder, then don't let your hand go so close to the ground. And in fact, what sometimes helps is if you bend the elbows slightly, because then it just shortens the movement and it contains a stretch just a little bit. One more time. Keep breathing. And all the way to the front and stay where you are. Flip onto your stomach. So going into a little bit of back extension, you want to have your legs slightly separated, placing hands and elbows down, hover the tip of the nose, close your eyes for a moment, and feel your pelvis, the front of the pelvis, connecting to the mat. Do just enough activation of the gluteals to anchor the pelvis. You don't have to grip too hard. Nice long spine, create some space. And then when you're ready, open your eyes, and we're going to inhale to come up into a little baby cobra. And then we're going to exhale and release ourselves down. And we're going to go again. Inhale, coming up. Let that inhale inflate your lungs and almost feel that you're floating. And exhale, release. And now we're going to inhale to come up. And we're going to exhale to stay here for a moment. Can you hover the right arm without moving the shoulders? And then can you reach that right arm forward? With a straight arm, you draw a circle all the way around to the side of your body. The palm of your hand is still flat. And then bend the elbows if you're going to wipe the floor clean, and then put that arm down again. Your chest is still lifted. Now, can you hover the left arm? Reach that hand forward. The palm of your hand is facing down. Draw a circle out to the side, just with your one wing, all the way next to you, and then bend your elbow to wipe the floor clean. Put that left arm down, and then release your chest and come down just for a moment. So if you're straining your lower back, don't come up as high. On your breath, lift up into a little cobra and hold it here. Let's do that again. Hover the right arm. We're going to reach. We're going to circle. We're going to bend the elbow and place it down. Hover the left arm. We're going to reach. Circle the arm. Bend the elbow. Place it down. And then let's come down and take just a little break. Now guys, we're going to do that again. We're going to do it with both arms at the same time. You're not allowed to lift your legs. Anchor your pelvis. Inhale, come up into a baby cobra. And then exhale, stay there. And hover the arms. Reach both arms forward. Circle around. Bend the elbows. Don't move. Do it again. Reach. Circle. Bend the elbows. Don't move. One more time. Reach. Circle. Bend the elbows. Placing the arms down. Lower the chest and stay here for a moment. Lift your elbows up. Press all the way up. Open your knees wide. Sit back into your resting position. Remember the bolsters that you might need. And then let yourself come all the way down. And as much as possible, you can stretch the arms out, getting that extra opening along the chest, along the front of the shoulder. If that doesn't feel good, then bend the elbows and put the arms down. And just taking a moment here to breathe. Allow your mind to clear. Noticing the shift that is taking place. Feeling the difference in the shape of your body from when we started. On your next breath, draw yourself forward, up onto all fours, getting your wrists below shoulders, getting your knees below hips. I'm just going to move back a little bit. And we're going to go into a little bit of lateral line work here. So tuck your toes under, get the support into the abdominals, and then lift the knees just up off the mat. Move your left hand to the middle of your mat under your face, pivoting ankles, knees, hips, balancing on the left hand and bringing the right hand up. On your breath, let your hips come down to the floor. You lightly sit, but we're not going to stay. Keep pressing into that left hand and come back up again. Do that again. Lower the hips. This is eccentric control. Activate the line on the left side. Up you come. One more time. Lower the hips. Beautiful control, guys. I can see that. And press up. Hold it. Look down. Pivot yourself back to the center. Lower your knees to the ground. Keep your toes tucked under. And just literally push your hips back towards your feet. Keeping the toes tucked under. And you should be getting quite a nice stretch underneath the knuckles of the toes. And then release forward. Relax the toes out. And now do the same movement of pushing back. Maybe getting a little bit of a stretch along the side of the body, maybe around the knees, depending on where you're tight. Come forward, tucking your toes under, and we're ready for the second side. On your breath, lift the knees. Move your right hand under your face, turning ankles, knees, hips, balance on the right hand, and bring the left hand up. On your breath, lower the hips and the knees, but we're not going to be sitting there. Don't let the shoulder collapse. And up you come. And again, eccentric control. This is such good work for the lateral line of the body and for the shoulder girdle. One more time. And press up. Turn your head. Pivot yourself all the way around. Separate your hands. Lower the knees. And once again, move your hips back so you're stretching the underneath side of the feet. And release. Relax the toes out. Push back again. And coming all the way forward. So, 5 little push-ups. Only 5 today. I want you to keep the middle finger pointing forward and anchor the feet down. Long spine. As you bend your elbows, bring your body weight a little bit forward over your hands. And then, guys, it doesn't matter how big or small the bend of your, keep your elbows tucked in tight. And press up. So yes, push-ups work upper body strength. But we all kind of forget how much work the stabilizing muscles have to do to hold the shape of your body. Focus on the lower abs. And one more. And press it up. And then you can just turn to sit on your bottoms. I'm going to turn sideways the other way. And drop it down the middle of your back and then hold that elbow and just give yourself a little bit of a tricep release. Moving to the other side. A little bit of a tricep release. And then giving your hands a little bit of a shake. Now, if you've got that little blue inflatable ball, you use that. If not, you take your cushion or your towel and you're going to place it, I'm doing mirror image for you. You're going to place it underneath your right knee. So the left leg you can have extended on the floor as well, but you're going to have your right knee bent, lean back a little bit so you're in a comfortable position here. And then I just want to do Flex that right ankle. Think about sucking the kneecap up the thigh and then straighten that right leg. So to be lifting that leg up and then lower the knee down. And again, draw it up and releasing it down. So this is really, really good strengthening work for the quadriceps muscles. For those of us that maybe have really hyper flexible joints, like if your knees tend to pop back, then instead of pushing down on the back of the knee, think about sucking the kneecap up and release. We're going to do one more time. And release. Now you know it can't be that easy, right? Relax your foot for a second. Lift your body upright and bring your arms out to the side. If this is really a strain on your back, then please put your hands down again. Flexing the right ankle, core connection, guys. And we're going to lift and release. And again. And release. So these muscles, the quadriceps, keep going, I'm just distracting you, are part of what's called the front line of the body. So you're going to be feeling the shin, you're going to be feeling the quadriceps, you're going to be feeling the hip flexors and all the way up through the abdominal muscles and up into the chest. One more time. And release. Bring your hands down for a minute. Relax your toes. Now we're going to do one more set, and I'm going to be just a little bit nasty. You can choose to keep your hands here. You can choose to come upright and arms to the side. We're going to add on. Straightening that knee and hold it. Now, see if you can take the weight of your leg off your props. So you're lifting the leg a little higher. And lower down. And again, lift the weight of your leg. And take it down. One more. Here we go. Lift. And release. Let the leg come down. And relax. Good. Move the cushion. I'm going to turn to face you so that you can see what I'm doing from the front. Now you're going to put your cushion or the ball or the prop underneath your left leg. I'm going to move back a little bit so you can see me on camera. And let's start with leaning back slightly. You're going to dorsiflex, flex that foot. And then we're going to extend, draw the knee up and lower. Now, as you do this, it's going to be very tempting to drop into that same side. So see if you can keep the abdominals connected and equal pressure on your sit bones and on your hands. And let's do two more. Remember, no looking down in the cushion of the back of the knee, especially for people that hyperextend the knees. Think of sucking the knee up and release. And then just let that foot relax. So you can come up now. You can either keep your hand on the floor for balance or arm extended. Dorsiflex the foot. And here we go. And release. Good. We are working the superficial front line of the body. These are the muscles that counterbalance the back line of the body, the hamstring screw, right here. Let's do two more. Energy through the fingertips, or remember, if you've got your fingertips on the ground, one more. And release, hands back, lean back, relax the foot. Choose your position, because now we're going to see if we can lift the leg. Coming up, either fingertips or arms to the side, flexing that foot, and we go. Lifting the leg so that it is straight, and now can you lift the weight of your leg up and down, and again, grow tall. And down. One more time. Here we go. Lift. And release. And relax. And then slip that cushion out and give it a little bit of a shake. Nicely done, guys. I want you to come to the front of your mats. Tuck yourself into a little ball shape. Make sure you've got a runway strip behind you for your rolling. Decide if you want your hands to the front of the shins or to the back of the thighs. We inhale back. We exhale up and we balance. Two more. One more. And hold it. And crossing your ankles over. Bring yourself back into a standing position. All right. Getting those feet in line with you. Just rock a little bit forwards and backwards on the feet. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side. And then center yourself. Letting your arms relax and allowing your gaze to soften, or perhaps close your eyes for a moment. Connecting back into your breath. Taking a moment here to observe yourself. Observing your physical body. Observing your energetic body. And in your own time, just blinking your eyes open. We're going to do a slow roll down. Take a breath in. Exhale as you nod your chin. And just rolling forward through your spine. Allow your knees to soften. Let yourself come as deep into the stretch as it feels good for you. Pause for a moment. Take another breath. And then roll yourself back up into standing, giving yourself as much support through the back of the body, through the abdominals as you need to. And now bringing both arms all the way up. You can stay there for a moment if you want to watch. We're going to do a little swing through. And we catch something that you can look at to help you stabilize, find your balance. One more time. And hold it. Opening your arms wide. Let's do little flamenco hands. Opening all the way out. Bringing your hands down beside you. Oh, fabulous job, guys. Woo. A few of those things got my heart rate up. Let me just turn on the video for a sec, the sound.